Oh,
Stones,
Hmm.
can you jump into Welcome Lobby and get his 2 people in here?
Are they guests or are they guildies?
They're not guildies. So just for reminding purposes, once we get everybody in here, I'm gonna go over the fight again. We are going to be changing one thing we did yesterday for anyone that was here yesterday, and I'll go over on what that's going to be.
All right. Once again, this is an open mic channel, but I need it to be open mic for raid leaders. If you're not raiding, if you're not leading, please push the chat. Push Hawk on.
Yeah, you want Manatee, not... Yeah, Manatee instead of the other one.
All right, I'm throwing out summons.
Doing trash.
Oh, these are the ones that hurt.
I'm coming, my bros.
Jesus.
Did that hurt, Stones?
Yeah, slightly.
Sorry, I'm here now. Grab a
I
left.
should be cross over your brutal attacks upon my underlings, but I must admit, you provide splendid entertainment.
Got him.
Perhaps he was wrong after all. You do show great potential.
Enough games, Azara. This shall be the final day of your twisted reign.
Can we just jump down?
Yes, we can.
Stay to the right when entering the room. You do not want to pull.
That? Oh.
Hmm.
They phase down here anyway.
Yeah, somebody pulled them, so I tried to grab them.
Well, this isn't going to go well.
That's go just fine. It's fine.
No, I don't want to be a mage tank, no.
That's why you have ice block.
Oh, it's crazy.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
So this manatee, do I just like try to use it on cooldown?
I save it for like if I have to pop essence font.
Gotcha. And then taking the long essence font is probably good with that.
Yeah, you never cast essence font unless you have to, without 18 stack.
I don't think they care about my fucking ring piece.
My subjects seldom face a true challenge. You will try to provide them with one.
Can we get a lock portal, please?
My mana thing.
You use essence font too much.
Yes. Well, I think I only used it once,
Where
but
the hell did these guys come?
This is the second group that spawns. After this is the bosses, so we don't need to worry about them.
There's an ad to the left.
Those frost dude. You just need to punch them a few times and then they disappear.
I just walked my ass into a fucking ice cube.
Frost sentry behind us.
Guys were just hit.
Behind us again.
Entertaining so far. Now it is
Alright, make
time
sure we
for
don't pull the boss.
to begin.
You'd figure by this time I would have the guild Discord.
Who
macro.
who has flag?
I
have a
rank
couple
3
on
of it
me.
now of the new one.
I have a couple on me if you need them. The arrow logic.
Messiah, I have a whole bunch of anchors weed in my bag. Open trade. Sorry, who was that? That bilked here. I'm trying to find you. Oh, there you are.
Bell tier.
Anyone want to trade a currents for a fathoms? Crafted the wrong one.
I'm using fathoms until they're gone.
You can open trade with arrow logic.
Sounded like a question more than an answer.
What's
Whoa. Those are greater ones, dude. That's
Yeah, I
that's
wasn't
pretty
sure at
expensive.
first.
Iced, are you sure?
Give them
Thank you,
me
man.
too. Yeah, hook it up over here also.
It's very
I already
kind of you.
drank a flask actually, so no.
I have one sanguinated feast on me, Stones.
Alright. I've got 9. You can put one you can put yours down next.
Okay.
We already have a feast out.
And I can also make Vantis runes if we need to for our boss.
I don't
We'll do that on heroic mode, right?
right.
I mean, sorry, I meant mythic. Mythic, right?
Alright, well, if we're all gathered for this fight, let's go ahead and go over what has to be done. So, just as a reminder, the bosses cannot be held together. Silifaz, the male Naga, has to be tanked in the middle, and Pashmar, the female Naga, has to be tanked on the outside of the room because of their special abilities. Now, the male Naga, Silifaz, is going to be doing a special ability that is known as a giant water dome. We're going to have to all stack inside of it, except for the tank that is holding Pashmar at the time. So if you are a tank that is holding Pashmar while Silifaz is doing his special ability, you are to keep Pashmar outside of the bubble so that they do not gain the debuff. The female Naga, Pashmar, her special ability If you are ranged DPS, it's especially easy, but for melee, it's going to be a little strenuous. At 100 energy, she is going to cast an ability that does more damage the closer you are to her. So naturally, you don't want to be near her when she gets close to 100 energy, because that is when she's going to do her big swipe ability. Now let's talk about the Queen Azshara decrees. So the decrees are very simple. So form ranks are going to be happening more in the middle. They are little circles that one DPS or healer has to stand within them so that they do not cause raid-wide damage.
Purple circles.
And then we have repeat performance, which if you are unfamiliar with what Windwalker monks do, you cannot use an ability more than twice. So if you are, for example, a destruction warlock who is spamming incinerate, you will be silenced for 2 seconds because you used it twice in a row. Another decree is known as standalone, which is exactly
Wait.
Stand
Said
by
that
yourself.
wrong.
Excuse me?
You said that wrong the earlier one. Do not use a spell twice in a row. You have to use a different spell each time.
Right.
So just don't use a spell that you just used ever.
Exactly. He said you could use 2 at a time, twice.
I don't think he said that. I didn't
Whatever.
understand it that way.
It's all right.
What's going on?
Anyways,
We don't need to discuss it. He's got it.
So let's talk about the last 2 decrees. So there was a standalone decree. It's very obvious. Be by yourself. Don't stand next to players when you have it. It's like a lightning circle or water, however you see it. And then we have the deferred sentence, which everybody in the raid is going to gain this. And you basically have to move around or jump every once in a while before the stacks get too high. So for casters, it will be a bit strenuous. So at about 5 stacks, you can move around and jump. But for really anybody else, there should be no reason that you shouldn't keep moving so that you don't have to take any damage. The final one is very simple. It's obey or suffer. If you take any damage, you will be absorbing all healing for 5 seconds. That one is actually really easy to manage because when we did it, it seemed like it didn't proc that often. Now let's talk about the tank mechanic of Silifaz and Pashmar. Silifaz, he's the one that's not really to be worried about. He will just gain attack speed every time he hits his target. Pashmir stacks up to 10 times on the tank. And if the tank that is currently taking Pashmar reaches 10 stacks, it will mind control the tank, and we officially lost a tank that we can't battle res. So it's important that the tanks swap on Pashmir at about 7 or 8 stacks. Okay, let's talk about their tiny abilities. So Silifaz does a frenetic charge ability. It will target somebody and make a giant circle. That giant circle, we all have to stand with that person so that they do not take a one-shot ability. What is also noted about this ability is that it will drop crap on the ground, so it is best to try to run it as far away from the bosses as possible, but also make sure that you're not running away from your allies. The final one that is going to come from Silifaz is and that's it. That's it for Silifaz. We already talked about their big abilities. Now let's talk about Pashmar. Pashmar is kind of the same, but just the opposite. She has an ability called Fanatical Verdict. It looks like a Paladin ability that will do damage to everybody that is near that target. So make sure that we are standing away from that target at all times. And as far as anything else goes, there's going to be sparks that spawn around the room. We can kill them in any order, but it is only necessary that we need to kill 2 out of the 3, because the third one will naturally explode on its own. On heroic mode, if we ever did heroic, you had to space out on killing those. But since this is normal, you can cleave both of them down extremely quickly. So that is the entire fight. The main things are the big abilities and tank swapping. And make sure we keep Pashmar outside of the bubble.
So Silvaz has 40% energy. What happens when he gets to 100?
He does his bubble ability, which everybody has to stack inside of the bubble, except for the tank holding Pashmar.
Now, does it just naturally go up on a set timer, or does it go up every time he hits someone?
It goes up every time he gets 100 energy.
I think it's.
No, I mean, how does the energy go up? Is it just based off a timer? All right.
I'm pretty sure they're both just based on timers.
As far as the enrage, it is timed ice. But last time both tanks were coming into the circle, so by holding the other one outside of the circle and keeping that bubble down, we should be able to beat the enrage pretty easy. All right, here we go.
And I do just want to clarify on holding Pashmar. Do not attempt to drag them to the bubble. Stay exactly where you are, wherever you're tanking them.
1.
Sorry, dragging him out. That was a nasty.
He needs to be in the middle, bud.
Yeah, sorry. Just had a nasty.
All right, we got the
Flags.
potent sparks. Let's take out the 2 in between the bosses. That would be Star and Purple.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we got formations. Formations. Stand in those purple circles.
Let's swap.
Ignore the circle potent spark. It does not need to be DPS'd on. It will naturally explode on its own. Okay, we got one more form ranks. All right, we got Zealous Eruption. Everybody come to the boss and stand in the circle.
Let's swap. Come in.
Frenetic Charge. Stack on triangle.
Stack.
And for stacking purposes, only 2 to 3
4,
people need to stack with that person. Doesn't have to be everybody.
1. This pageant grows tiresome. I command you to provide entertainment.
Let's swap.
Got her.
All right, we got Potent Sparks. Let's take out Star and Circle. You can start casting 2 abilities at a time. The ability dropped off.
Let's swap.
Yep.
Four, three, two, one.
All right, stand alone. If you have a lightning circle, get away. Frenetic Charge. Stack on triangle. Make sure.
Don't die.
Make sure if you have triangle that you are actively running to people. Run to the boss, big circle.
Swap. Swap. Swap.
Okay, swapping.
Standalone is down.
Yeah, basically when that bubble goes up, we'll just swap so no, the person doesn't have the stacks on the outside taking extra damage.
Frenetic Charge.
Sure.
All right, we got our circles up. Let's go ahead and focus Star and Circle. And on DPS swords, make sure we're focusing on Siliphaz more than Pashmar. There's a up to 10% health difference right now.
Hold on to her for a sec. Alright, let's swap. Give me Taunton.
Yeah, give me a sec. Sorry, my taunt just went off.
You guys need to run on opposite sides. You need to swap the boss's location.
She's still on me.
Okay, take him. Thank you.
I'm mind controlled.
Fuck. That's a wipe. Stand and shit. Stop healing. Stand and shit.
Remember, people gotta be spread out too, right?
Can we throw a stone on one of our healers?
Oh, we're wiping? Okay.
Yes.
Throwing one down. Died before I could.
Yeah, that was a tank buck up. Sorry, guys.
Nothing before my devotion.
Hey, at least we don't have to come all the way back from the top.
Dropping Hellstones. So yeah, we didn't-
Would putting a gate there be easier for the tanks for their swap?
Not really. But
Okay, and then I'll move it. I'll get rid of it.
yeah, the movement of the two of us, the mobs actually delay so that they don't get close enough. Those that portal, I think they'd cross each other, and then we would have periods of time with no damage at all. It was just a bad target and taunt. That was my fault.
Get your food.
All right, if everybody is buffed up and
Yeah, give me
tanks
just
are
a second.
sorted out, go ahead and do loot check.
You lost it at the wrong time too, I think.
Iced coffee.
Not
Roasted.
I didn't use my SM font once. Dirt.
All right. We lost at the beginning on this, right?
Well,
After the first circle. Okay. Okay, so we'll lust after the after formation abilities are done.
Steam Link. It changes.
All right, here we go.
At the start.
What's the question,
Stones.
Steve?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Off with their heads!
Sparks.
go ahead and focus on star and circle.
4, 3, 2. I am warrior of the stars.
Okay, we got formation. Stand in the purple circles.
Suffer the consequences.
All right, let's swap.
Got it.
Okay, we got more purple circles.
Then we lost. Lost.
One more formation.
Well, people stand in, get in the circles, guy. I got it.
Zealous Eruption, get to the boss.
Swap.
Frenetic Charge.
Four, 3, 2, 1. I am weary of the stars.
I repeat performance. Don't do two abilities of the same.
Swap.
Potent Sparks. Star and circle.
There's a stack.
All right, the repeat is off.
Swap.
4, 3, 2, 1. This pageant grows tired.
Stand alone.
I command you to provide more entertainment.
Frenetic Charge.
Only 2 people stacked for that, and now he's
Yep.
dead.
One shot of the healer.
The healer up.
But you also stacked with somebody with standalone.
Swap.
Zealous Interrupt.
Use some defensives. Good job.
That was my apology. I wasn't calling it out. Frenetic Charge.
Swap.
Potent Sparks. Okay, defer sentence. Make sure you're moving around a little bit so your stacks don't get crazy high. Got Potent Sparks still. They need to get down. We got Star and Orange over here. Big frenetic charge.
Whoa. Swap.
I got you.
As a reminder, those little orbs that we're killing, we're only killing Star and Circle. There were DPS on Diamond that caused raid-wide damage that got a couple people killed. You guys need to watch which orbs you're hitting.
Got 16 seconds. We got our healers. Let's get Danfu up.
Zelius Eruption, get to the boss.
Swap.
We got our frenetic charge. Stack on triangle.
B-Res is active.
Get Danfu up.
I don't think I made it in time.
Okay, we got our potent sparks. Take out Star and Circle. Do not focus Diamond. Diamond will naturally die on its own.
Swap. Watson, go ahead and get up.
Frenetic charge.
4, 3, 2, 1. I am ready. Obey my edicts or suffer the consequences.
Okay, so with that frenetic charge
defensives.
ability, I would much rather see people run into the group and have that AoE split than having someone get soloed out and died. So if you have frenetic charge and you're standing by yourself, you need to find people. Don't expect people to always come to you.
Let's talk.
I'm kind of
Yeah, we're in a bad spot.
I'm still half mana.
Wipe
Let's
it
talk
Frenetic
up.
the
charge.
B-Res.
We don't have enough DPS. We're gonna hit the Enrager. Wipe it up.
wiping it up. Stopping heals.
Big thing that killed us is that we focused on the diamond spear.
If healer gets green triangle, you guys need to move them. I can't stop healing and run to people that can just run.
Nothing before my devotion.
Well, that's also going to have to be on you too.
I mean, I'll try,
No
but
one
if
trying
I'm
to
channeling heals, I can't cast and move.
Rely on your other healers, buddy.
Yeah, I got your back, brother. Rudder.
You want to put yours down, Bill?
Uh-oh.
Nothing before my devotion.
Can we change which ones we're destroying? Let's kill the diamond one because it's getting AE down by me and a rogue.
Do you-
Yeah, me too with my shield.
Yeah, so the one that's over by the chick needs to be one of the ones we're killing. All right.
I just thought of it as the one that's the two that's on the side that's between the two bosses, and the one that's on the outside. Just leave it alone.
Right, the one that's on the outside, don't touch it. Unless you're a dot class and you gain benefit from dotting it, I don't want to see a melee or a hunter pet on it.
No hunter pets. Damn it.
Or a warlock pet.
Hey, my sexy little lady here does whatever she wants. All right, I can't control her.
Of course you can. Come on.
All right, guys, we've seen it. We can do this. Let's just focus and get it down. Here we go.
Give me 1 second, please. 1 second.
1 second.
All right, well, there goes Cloak.
Yo, what
Okay.
exactly?
Who needs cloak anyways?
Bill.
I mean, what's the point of cloak so you can sneak up on them and go boo? I'm
Yes.
ready. Sorry, I spilled weed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did you guys see that I dance when I'm casting my heal?
5, 4, 3,
Epic.
2, 1.
We got Potent Sparks, Purple and Star. We're gonna have form ranks soon. Form ranks.
Obey my edicts or suffer the consequences.
Let's swap.
Got another form ranks.
At number 2.
Number 2. Last one is coming up.
Okay, stand in it. Lust.
Last has already been activated.
Okay.
If you guys can do like little self heals during that.
All right,
as
get
well.
to the boss. Get the Siliphaz.
Everybody come in. We're gonna swap.
If you have Verdict, move to the outside of the bubble, please. There's a Shadow Priest that's about to hit a lot of people. Frenetic Charge. Alright, don't repeat the same abilities. Verdict is out.
Okay, swap. Charge bug.
Okay, we got our Sparks out. We're going to be killing Star and Diamond.
Jack hurled about one of them.
We got Frenetic Charge. The silence is out.
Okay, swap.
Taunt.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Stand alone.
Obey my edicts or suffer the consequences.
Got Frenetic Charge. Zealous Eruption, get to the boss.
You want to taunt?
Swap.
Final Verdict. Standalone is out. We got the Potent Sparks coming out soon. Frenetic Charge on Hidu. Alright, we have the Verdict out. Make sure you're spread out if you have it.
Swap.
Potent Sparks, Star and Diamond. Make sure you're moving a little bit so the stacks don't get too high. I found that jumping helps out a lot. Final Verdict is out. Frenetic Charge on Watson.
I'm gonna swap after this charge.
Defensive. Good job.
Final Verdicts are out. Get ready to get to the boss. All right, everybody get to the boss.
2, 1.
Swap.
Obey my edicts or suffer the consequences.
Frenetic Charge on Quiz. Potent Sparks are out. Let's focus Diamond and Star.
Swap.
Formations are going to be next. They will be coming up soon. Final Verdict is out. If you're near Pashmar, make sure you get away from her. Frenetic Charge on Quiz.
3, 2, 1. This pageant grows tiresome. I command you to
Okay, we got the form ranks.
Okay, swap. Maybe a healing cooldown. Let's get ice up.
I got eyes.
I got the
Is there such thing as innervate?
If there's a druid.
I said I had charge on myself, guys. I got ice block.
Focus.
I'm at
Get to the boss.
16%, mana.
Get to the boss.
I'll use a cooldown. Stay there.
Go.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's salt now.
Okay, swap.
Okay, don't use the same abilities. We got Potent Sparks. Star and Circle. These bosses have to die relatively the same time, so be careful on who you're focusing. Frenetic Charge on Hidu. Get that Potent Spark down first, and then let's nuke these bosses. Make sure you're standing away from Pashmar. Pashmar's going to do some big damage.
Let's go ahead and swap.
Separate the bosses. Thank you.
Six percent mana.
You're good. Good
Nice.
job, guys.
You show
2
such
dead bosses. That's how you do it.
DPS was much better this time around, guys. Good job.
Await your arrival, beloved.
Yeah, a lot better. Holy shit. Well, it helps when the bosses aren't stacked on each other every 45 seconds.
All right, based on the loot that's dropped, does anybody have anything they don't need to set for rolls?
No. These boots have 130s versatility on them. That's pretty dope.
All right, awesome. If we don't have any gear to roll, let's start rolling and get those ads down, and we'll discuss the next boss. I think you guys will like the next boss. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Healers are doing fucking work, dude. That shit was a little hairy there for a second. It got hairy a couple times. They pulled it out. It was a nice job.
We had that double revival going down. That was pretty nice.
Was I taking like a fuck ton of damage?
Everybody
Who
was
are
taking
you?
a fuck ton of damage.
The
By
paladin.
the way, that ability that just went out, known as Dread, that is a raid ability that will be on the next boss. So the whole point of it is you do not want to dispel it right away, especially in the 4th phase where it's going to mean a lot if you do. It's going to be doing raid-wide damage when you dispel it off of people. But then on that fight as well, it is going to also cause you to run into the darkness, in which the darkness is the outside of the room. So we don't want people getting fear too far out, but at the same time, we don't want to mass dispel everybody at once. Otherwise, it might one-shot the group.
Jesus Christ, no mass dispels. None. Hell no. Do that shit one at a time.
That means your accidental.
2 of them have to go off.
No, don't the monks have an ability they use? that
Revival.
spells-
Revival.
Yeah, we can't revival. We were spamming it a lot last round.
Okay, we got Dread going out. Dispel one at a time.
See, like that. That was 3 at a time. Step,
Was that good?
step, step. That was much.
Oh,
Was that good?
Yeah. Consider taking Chi Burst instead of Wrap.
What?
Mist Wrap.
Okay.
Chi Burst costs nothing. It's completely free, and it gives like.
I
I argued with another monk about it because I used Wrap like you, and I changed, and it actually helps.
Roger. I could imagine it doing a pretty good chunk if you aim it good.
I mean, if you aim it good, it hits everybody and does 11,000 to everybody every 30 seconds for free.
11,000 is pretty good. And then what?
And considering it does damage,
What else does it do?
it heals and damages them.
All right, so this is the next raid mechanic that happens. The Coalesced. It's going to dot someone randomly, and they're going to be dropping pools on the ground. The pools are already on the ground, so you can see what they look like. That's what it's going to look like in the boss fight. It's incoming right now. Make sure that we have people dropping it not in the middle of the group.
Did Shando not get rezzed back there?
Oh, I got that dot and I died.
Okay, sorry.
It's all good.
What is this conduit of the void?
Yeah, I'm just curing it. Should I be?
Don't cure it automatically. Let's see what it.
Roger.
Alright, so the circles that are
Hey,
on
get
these
out of
mobs,
that
what the hell's that about?
nightmare pool, bruh. Thank you. Oh, it got cured so fast. Wasn't me that time.
What Azurite power are you using?
Me?
Yeah.
Misty Peaks, Burst Cocoon, Woundbinder.
No, like your necklace ability.
Oh, Crucible. Oh, I have this other one, Ripple in Space. It's
You
so
have
cool.
55 Azurite? Oh my goodness.
I'm almost there. I'm at like 78%.
That's a really dope ability for Arena. Like, that shit's OP.
There's an ability that gives you. Here, look at this one.
Oh. Don't do that. If you guys could use defensives here, that'd be cool.
Just that I linked you. Gives you 100% mana regen for 12 seconds.
All right, let's get the spells on
Whoa.
those dreads.
What? Wait! Don't dispel that. I want to see what happens when it does it on.
It does exactly what you think it does. It'll
Okay,
explode at
so,
the end of the cast.
So maybe we should only dispel 2 and let that one just kind of. I'll do it on its own so that we have a breather between those.
Well,
those
the
pimp-
big risk is that the boss room is going to be filled in darkness, and if a person gets run into the darkness, that is the healer's fault for not dispelling
You're
that
ranging.
person. And
Are you talking about darkness like what was on the last boss of the Tomb of...
Right, it is equivalently the same.
Oh, defensives.
Oh shit. Yeah, if you're having problems with mana, I would consider changing to that Lucid Dreams too. This gives you a little intervention.
Yeah, I'll look for it.
Every 2 minutes, I
We got
fucking
Dread.
spam that shit.
I'll definitely look for it. It looks awesome. I haven't been playing a lot recently, so you know how it is.
No, you're doing good though. Do we know if that spell is going to be 3 at a time, even on the boss fight, or is it going to be more?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be just 3. I'll read the specifics as we're getting in there.
It's probably going to depend on group size too.
But look at my Gust and Miss is my top healing right now.
Yeah, it does not have a specific number, so it's based on group. So if we're getting 3, we're probably going to get 3.
Tendrils
Yeah, Gust of Mist is your mastery. It says when you cast a spell on
Oh, right,
somebody,
right.
they instantly get healed.
I don't know why, but I thought it was the wrap that we were
All right,
talking
I'm gonna
about a
go.
second
I'm gonna
ago.
go ahead and do a ready check just to see if everyone's able to listen to these mechanics. Because I know some
We need
people
a-
aren't over here yet.
We need a summoning stone to Ice Coffee. Went to town.
Chains descending into dark.
Iced coffee.
Zara wants us to see this. Why? Surely she knows we would never let that monster free. There is no time to warn the others. We must end this, champions.
All right. We got repair mounts up. Make sure you repair right now so that when if we get to Ashara, we do not have to run out to repair or anything like that.
Do you
Roger
see
that.
the eyes on that boss there? That is actually projecting light. That is so.
It is very cool.
We
Very
can
cool.
mount here. Oh my
Oh, it
goodness.
moves around too when they look.
Yeah, like
All
the
right,
the
so
beam.
we got our rogue here, so now I'm gonna be going over the boss fight real quick. So that big circle, the one with all the nice little patterns on it, that's gonna be the main boss room. The little spikes on the edge of the circle, that is considered the outside of the room, and it will be surrounded in darkness. It is just like a Crucible of Storms boss, the darkness that surrounded the entire room. That is the same thing, and it will be there all the time, and it will not be a raid mechanic. So the big thing here is we can't run outside of that circle, which is what a big problem with having dreads that much spaced out is going to have, because someone can get feared into darkness and then die almost immediately. Another passive effect that's going to be happening during the raid that will increasingly become more dangerous is known as Hysteria. It is a very, very light buff or debuff that will deal very low ticking damage, but as it stacks, it'll start doing more. And I'll go into more discussion about where Hysteria will start coming into play. So this is a tutorial boss in a sense. He has 4 stages. Stage 1 is going to be the boss mechanics. So Mind Tether for tanks. Tanks have to stand within 12 yards of each other at all times. Otherwise, the opposite tank will be stunned for 10 seconds. And also, as far as I know, all damage on the tanks is 50 by 50. So both tanks will be taking equal amount of damage at all time from the boss himself. On the tanks. So now let's talk about the ads that could be happening in this fight. The Portal of Madness is going to, there are going to be about 2 to 3 of them that are going to spawn around the room, and they're going to be spawning a summoner. A summoner cannot be CC'd or silenced, and will constantly start summoning little tiny baby ads that will be more than a nuisance than a problem. But they have to be brought to the melee group and immediately burst it down so that they do not become a problem. Because if they are alive for far too long, they will do huge damage to a lot of people. Now let's go ahead and talk about Crushing Grasp. Crushing Grasp is a tentacle ability that will spawn on the side of the room. It has no direct line of sight on it. You have to be looking on the side of the room to find out where the portal's spawning, and that is the direction it's going to be hitting the raid. There is no indicator about which way it'll be coming from, so I'll call it out, and we all have to actively look to get out of its way. And then, ever so finally, that we're all familiar with is Dread. It will fear somebody for 10 seconds, and it will do a very light damage to that single person. But as soon as they are dispelled, it will deal 53k damage to everybody. So that is a healer rotation that you guys have to discuss about on when Priority of Dread comes out.
It also... Wait, you missed a part of that one. It also marks the target location and inflicts 115,000 damage, shadow damage, to enemies within 7 yards after a few seconds. So
that
once
that is in phase 4. That is not the current phase.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's just one of the heals.
All right. So at 85% health, he is going to jump into phase 2, and then we're going to be pulled into something known as the Fear Realm. In this realm, this is where we're going to be really specifically focusing on the summoners, and we're going to be in their playing ground. So what is basically going to happen is that Manifest Nightmares is going to spawn randomly and will periodically summon horrific visions at the destination. Now, this is the ability that marks somebody, and you have to run around and drop the stuff on the ground. As soon as this ability is finished, the final pool will summon an ad itself. So now let's talk about a big tank rotation that has to happen. It's known as Maddening Eruption. A giant circle. Just give me one moment. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. So a big tank mechanic that we have is known as Maddening Eruption. It is a circle on the ground that the boss can actually be brought to and will make the raid not take as much damage. Anyone within 10 yards of the circle will take damage, and it's going to be minimal. But if the boss is not standing in the circle, this damage will hit everybody. Now, this is a really, really fun tactic because this will actually cause the boss to take 30% more damage for 20 seconds if we get him in that circle. So getting him in that circle for the most part for tanks is going to be high priority. But that is also going to have to be very slowly taken because the tanks still have the tether on them at all times. The tether is always going to be in the fight, so both tanks have to be within 12 yards at all times. At 70% health, we're going to be introduced to the a final set of stages that will combine all of them together. So stage 3 on its own is known as the Delirium Descent. This is actually a DPS realm because this will introduce the Delirium realm. And the Delirium realm, he will spawn a circle on the ground, and then a set of DPS are able to go stand inside of that circle. As soon as they stand inside of that circle, they are going to be transferred to the Delirium realm. Now, there is a good and a bad to this. The good is that whoever is in the Delirium realm cannot see any of their allies and will gain 80% haste while in this realm. Now, the bad of it is that whoever that person is can be soloed out as a hostile enemy. So we have to make sure that we're not accidentally killing that person in cases that we accidentally completely drop their health bar. Now, let's talk about how Hysteria gets acquired in this realm. In this realm, you will constantly be getting Hysteria stacks every 6 seconds. And like we said, Hysteria isn't that much of a hitting hard ability, but it will if you stay in that realm for far too long. So we have to make sure that, I'd say at about 15 stacks, we'll start DPSing on our own people to pull them out of the realm so that they can drop their Hysteria stacks, and we can rotate DPS to go into the Hysteria realm to get more haste.
How many stacks does it do that to you? How many can you get?
It infinitely stacks. We're going to make sure we get the DPS out of there at least 15 to 20. I'm not sure if 15 to 20 is too little or too high, but I know it doesn't do a lot of damage. It does 800 damage per stack. So over time, I think a couple DPS can stay in there permanently until phase 4. Now, for the most part, I have been mentioning that in the stages about their specific abilities. These 3 abilities are active at all times in the entire raid, which is Mind Tether, the Tentacle skill shot known as Crushing Grasp, and then finally the Dread. Now, in the final phase, this is where Dread becomes a little different, because this actually allows the DPS to be able to go back into the Caustic Delirium, which is the realm with 80% haste buff. Manic Dread will fear the target, and it works exactly the same, except also, as soon as you dispel that person, they will drop a circle directly underneath their feet, and it will be a 7-yard radius circle. As soon as this circle spawns, it looks like an eyeball on the ground. If you stand on that eyeball for about 5 seconds, you are going to be teleported to the Delirium realm. Now, for cases on terms of getting back, we do not have to DPS our people anymore. First Arcana Stelicera will actually open a portal that can be used for any realm to get back to the one we're currently in, which is known as the normal. Now let's talk about the final phase. So the final phase has a couple of things. One, it has a lot of management of the realms. On a scale of how important the realms are, the Shadow Realm, also known as the Fear Realm, is the #1 priority, because that is the realm that is active with ads and that little explosion we talked about that the tanks have to go to, which is known as Maddening Eruption. Now, one big thing that's different about this fight is that he will also put a shield on himself for 5% of his max health. If he completely casts the ability while the shield is not gone, he will do raid-wide damage that does a significant amount. And this, I'm sure this could be accomplished if we have a couple of DPS in the Delirium Realm go absolutely ape crazy, and then after we drop that shield, have them come out so that we can all transfer to the Shadow Realm. Now, this is also mentioning that if you are in any of these realms, people cannot see you. There are 3 separate realms, so this is a big deal for healers, so that if you have a lot of Hysteria stacks, you need to find out where the healers are and make sure you drop your stacks. So it's, and that's it. So on terms of getting to the realms, the Fear Realm is a big purple oval that you walk up to and you will immediately enter. This will be the main place for everybody except for tanks, for the most part. And then to get into the Delirium Realm, there will be eyeballs on the ground, and they are permanent. You will go up to the eyeball, stand on it for about 5 seconds, and that's it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Let's get a look at it. One thing that I didn't hear about is there's a tear that's done called Maddening Eruption. Myself and Eatmore will drag him into that tear. Anybody within 10 yards of that will take damage. After he's been put in the tear, it puts a debuff on him that increases all damage taken to him by 20%. So there's going to be small burst windows when that tear comes up. Melee, you need to make sure that you get away from me and the other tank when that happens, or use some ability to decrease the damage that you're going to take. It's 124,000 roughly, is what it's gonna hit you for. So,
and we want to let Manic Dread fall off naturally, correct? Because it's gonna put down a pool.
No, because Manic Dread fears people for 10 seconds, and that is a big chance that they will run out into the darkness, and then we will actually have no way to get into the Delirium Realm. Not to mention, whoever is put in the darkness is probably going to die.
So it'll be like...
So they're feared the whole time?
No,
for 10 seconds.
So it's going to be like Zool. You're going to want to dispel it when they're on the outside of the room.
All right, I'm gonna watch. Yeah, I was just okay. I'm gonna watch then.
Get what out of the realm? The ads?
What?
What are you talking about, Messiah?
They're talking about the pools.
How do you get them out? Can you explain that?
There's a portal for Thelyssera on the 4th phase. You will take that portal. That is for all realms, by the way. That is the main way to get back to the normal. When we get to phase 3, which is where Delirium is active, we have to DPS them out of it. They will become hostile to us, but they will not be able to see us. So putting stuff on the ground and things like that will have to be a key play on making sure we don't hit hostile friendlies. And like I said, 15 to 20 stacks will start attacking our raidies so that they can get pulled out, so they don't have too many Hysteria stacks. We're just going to do the fight so that we can see it. It's actually not that much. It is a lot, but it is not as much as we're making out to be.
All right, real quick. Paladins are able to mitigate spell damage, right? Consistently?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, there's not a swap mechanic on this guy that I can find, so I'll tank him mainly because the reflective damage is all shadow damage.
Okay.
All right. It was Lopes or IOPX or whatever your name is. It said, "Wait, are you good to go?"
Hold on, I got 3 more potion of agility.
Let's get a look at it.
This shaman, is he enhanced?
Let's get a look at it. We don't want to waste potions on the first pull.
Oh, gotcha.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The end approaches.
Let's go ahead and try to stand more towards the middle of the room so that Dread, whenever it comes out, people won't immediately get thrown out. All right, we got the ads coming. Those are the portals for the ads. Get ready. They're about to spawn. All right, focus the summoners. We got little shithead ads running around, so if you have an ad on you, make sure you are running them to the boss, so that they
don't.
can easily get cleaved down. Good job on the ads, guys. Alright, get ready. We're about to go into the Fear Realm at 85% health. Okay, we got the tentacle. Alright, we are now in the Fear Realm. If you get targeted with a circle ability. Alright, that is Maddening Eruption. Let's get into Maddening Eruption. Tanks do not need to stand in it as long as the boss is in it. That's good. Okay, we got Dread. People are about to get feared. Star and Circle, they're on the outer edge. Alright, we got a tentacle ability coming through. There it is.
Did you get the last one?
Alright, make sure you guys are spread out a little bit so that if you get dotted.
Let's move towards the middle.
Alright, we got little shithead ads. Alright, we are about to get to 70%. We got Crushing Grass, which is the tentacle. Watch for the portal. Alright, we are now in the Delirium Realm. If you stand within those circles, you will go into the Delirium Realm. This is for DPS only. Alright, we got that explosion in the side of the room, tanks. Take the boss to the explosion.
I don't see this portal.
We missed the explosion.
Defensive, guys, defensive.
Oh shit.
Alright, we got Delirium's Descent. Make sure we stack in get in those circles. Alright, we got little shithead ads. Make sure you run them to the boss. Oh, we got the tentacle. Watch for the tentacle. It's on the right side of the boss. Alright, we got Maddening Eruption. Maddening Eruption for the tanks. Alright, we got Delirium's Descent. Use defensives.
When do you want lust?
We're going to be lusting in the final phase when he has an explosion on him. Alright, we're at 50%. We're going to have to be actively going into the Shadow Realm, DPS and healers. Tanks are going to be staying out here. We don't have any shadow portals up yet. They will be coming up soon. Manic Dread, these are the spawns for the Delirium Realm. Make sure we do not stand in those circles. Alright, we got the ads coming up. Get ready for the portals. Alright, kill the ads, kill the ads. Horrific Summoners.
Healing's getting tight.
I'm sleeping.
Good job recovering. I've yet to go into a portal. Is this one? Do I go in?
I don't think we have to deal with the Fear Realm. I think that's heroic only.
Roger that.
I think we only have to deal with the ads whenever they spawn. Make sure we get a Maddening Eruption whenever they're out.
Gotta get that summoner down.
Alright, we got Dark Pulse. Break that shield.
Dynamis, where are you?
End of the world.
Revival.
Defensives.
Alright, Dynamis, let's go back in the realm. Let's go back in the normal.
A little spread out, guys. I'm having to run to get to people.
Alright, we got summoners. We got summoners.
We got to get this summoner that I'm standing next to. Let's move to my left.
Summoners need to be first priority. I feel like they're not being first priority. Kill the summoner right next to the tank.
Guys, all those kill that shit.
Throw your shield at those visions. Thank you.
I'm drinking a potion thingy.
If we have DPS that have not gone into delirium,
Big heals, big heals.
So.
Thank you. I'm healing.
All right,
again.
maddening eruption.
Where's the tear? Where's the tear?
The summoner's in the back.
Where's this shaman at?
Oh shit. Cool down. He's probably.
I can't heal him. Oh. He's alive.
Okay, I did make a mistake. There is actually a shadow realm. If you go to the summoners, they are channeling a shadow ability that is a portal. You will go up to it and you can enter the shadow realm. I didn't realize, but that is the way that we
Terror
kill
next to us.
So in order to get those summoners down, we have to go in their realm. So DPS and healers, keep 2 healers out with the tanks, of course, but we need to get into the shadow realm and get those ads down. They're causing a lot of problems.
Shit. Shoo.
This is also a way to tell the tanks where maddening eruption is.
Leg swipe.
If you are in the shadow realm, you can guide them to where it's at.
I have no idea. I can't even see it. Is it this?
Tether.
No.
I'll take a second to explode. We'll see if it is.
Ooh, big heals, defensives.
That wasn't it. Alright, so they're... Somehow we need to figure out how to let the tanks know where that maddening eruption is at.
It's in the shadow realm. The summoners have a portal on them. People will go into the portals and they can let us know. I'm currently dead, and I don't know if anybody else has the power to put markers. But
We have battle reses. We should use them.
Yes, get them up.
We got this.
Get quiz
Use your
up.
battle reses on the DPS if you can, because
Get
no
steam
healers.
up.
All right, if we can't break that shield, make sure you got your defensive ready.
Still have
Defensives.
So I have 2 soul stone. And 2
Revival.
Manic Dread.
Never mind. Nobody can read.
I'm using thing.
Battle res people are dead.
I'm about 30% mana, 38.
Oh, you don't need to keep us up to date on your mana, dude.
DPS that are in the delirium realm, go ahead and focus the boss. There are too many ads. I think we just need to nuke it if we can.
I'm dead.
Yeah, I was trying to thin out the ads and they killed me.
Unfortunately, the people who were able to battle res were all dead by the time we were.
Ah, shit.
That wasn't a bad. That wasn't bad for a first shot, though. I mean.
All right, so I did make a mistake. There is a shadow realm, and I found out how we get in there. So
That was a good attempt.
The summoner ads, they will be immune to all damage from outside of the shadow realm. The summoner ads themselves actually have a portal right on top of themselves that you can walk up to, and then you will get a big button to click. You click that button to enter the realm. It is the same idea with delirium if you are attempting to get into the delirium realm.
Can we get? I'm gonna put one Warlock gate from one half to the other. Can we have another one from one side to the other, like a big T, so then people could move from one side to another to get to portals?
Will you go over one more time which DPS and when we should go into the portal?
Which one, the shadow or the delirium? Shadow has
both, I
ads.
guess, yeah.
Delirium is selfish DPS.
Yeah.
So when should we go in both of those? Sorry.
I think that as a rotation, maybe I can assign groups to do it. We need active healers and DPS in the Shadow Realm going in and out at all times. Because that is the main way that we're going to be able to deal with the ads. The tanks don't go in the Shadow Realm, but that is also another indicator to tell the tanks where the maddening eruption is. Because it still happens, but the tanks can't see it. So people with able to put markers are going to put markers to show the tanks where they're at. So we're going to go ahead and use the marker red X for maddening eruption Shadow Realm. And all the tanks have to do is put the boss on top of the red X, and they'll take the damage.
The one with the ads is a Delirium Realm, right?
Shadow. Delirium Realm is a solo realm for only DPS.
You can hit the little baby ads that are waddling around.
Okay, in the Shadow Realm, there's these little eyes that we can step on.
The Shadow Realm are the portals that are in front of the summoners. Summoners create a portal that you can enter. The Delirium Realm are the eyeballs on the ground.
And if anyone was wondering, the last one that hangs out in the backside by the darkness, don't stay.
So, by the way, just to kind of clarify, if you are a DPS player and you're unsure of what the Delirium Realm is, don't even worry about it. So if you see those orange eyeballs, just stay away from it. Other than that, we're going to be rotating inside of the Shadow Realm a lot as DPS and healers. Tanks and a couple healers need to stay out while a lot of DPS and healers go in. So let me go ahead and make a heavy group team that can do it.
In the other realm, you can mark wherever the markers, you can see them, right?
I'm kind of wondering if we should use chicken or not.
All right. So the groups 3 and 2, 2 and 3, those are the groups designated to always answer to the Shadow Realm, the Fear Realm. So whenever the summoners spawn on phase 4, groups 2 and 3 are the ones responsible for going inside to deal with the ads. And we want healers to go in there too because of the Hysteria stacks. And maybe if the Hysteria stacks aren't as bad as we think they are, we'll probably be able to have only one healer go in there. But it's better to play safe than not at all. Because we got them to 9% without doing that. So I feel like if we do it, we're going to clear this no problem.
Hell yeah.
Hidu, you're in group 3. So you go to the Shadow Realm with us.
Should the monks not use Jade Serpent on this one? I'm really not sure.
It's your guys' call. I mean,
I've been getting it going.
You guys have 2 monks, so with your Jade Serpent, what you can do is you can focus one on each tank at a time.
Or if we both used Refreshing Jade. I mean, that's why I'm asking, because it's a lot of AoE heals going on here. Like, it's a lot of raid-wide damage. True. And we don't have a lot of AoE heals.
Well, the problem is that is a very close AoE heal. So if you're going to switch to something like that, you're going to have to probably use Invoke Chi-Ji. Because the Refreshing Jade...
That's why I'm asking, yeah.
The Refreshing Jade win is your melee area, and we're going to have to spread.
We have a Holy Priest, which is...
Can I get a box?
AE gods.
Tome. It's still a lot of like pressure when the AoE damage starts going out. I feel like it's trouble.
So,
well, and part of it was the ads and whatnot. If you get little ads on, you help your tanks out, guys. Take them to your tanks.
Ring of Peace does stop a lot of those little dudes, so you know, I'll throw it down as much.
So as far as I know, the boss, whenever he does Delirium Descent, the orange circles, people should be teleported, but I'm getting mixed messages of that they're not being teleported. So maybe there is no.
You're talking about to the Delirium.
Right, the stage 3.
So how it works is that when the puddle's on the ground, if 2 people are standing in it, only 1 person can enter. Once 1 person enters, that puddle disappears.
Sounds so epic.
Okay, so just basically all DPS, make sure you stand on those puddles so you can get some free damage.
All right, let's get another look at it, guys.
Let's fucking go.
I'm feeling good. I think we got it. We just have to rotate Shadow Realm, Group 2 and 3. Other than that, we're not really going to change anything.
End approaches. None can escape Nizal's grasp. Give in to despair.
Oh, we got Dread. All right, we got the ads spawning soon. Get ready. All right, ads.
Got a healer down.
Get up.
Battle res coming in.
Make sure you're always scanning behind you so you don't get whapped.
All right, we are going into the Fear Realm. New mechanic here. Make sure we're spread out a little bit. All right, we got the Eruption. If you are a DPS or healer, make sure you spread out a little bit so that if you get the debuff, you're not dropping circles on everybody.
If you want to ensure that you don't get hit by a giant tentacle, don't stand at the bit.
That's good to know.
Yes.
Wow, it will increase your chances that you don't.
All right, we got Dread.
Curing.
We got Tentacle coming in. Watch the portal.
Oh, I fucked up. I just stood on that.
Can escape Nizal's grasp.
When battle res is up, let's make sure we get our healer back.
My
3
apologies.
minutes.
All right, we're in the Delirium Realm now. All right, we got Maddening Eruption. So we got Delirium again.
Nice drop.
Okay, I'm moving back to the middle. Whoa.
Okay, we got the Tentacle. Watch the room.
Wipe it up.
We're down a tank.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Yeah, wipe it up.
Man, that's all right.
When people get feared and then their fear expires, I'm pretty sure that they explode. Also, this Delirium's Descent, if you guys have ever done Kilrog in Hellfire Citadel, Kilrog had put down 3 of the different little things right in front of him, and 3 players had to be each in the individual little slots, otherwise the effect wouldn't happen and people would take. So for this one, he's puts down 3 little puddles right in front of him. We have to have 1 player and 1 player only inside of each of them. Alright? Otherwise, it won't work.
Roger that.
Who are you again?
Dynamis.
Our resident radio show host, it sounds like.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, he puts a
All
lot
right,
of.
we know the fight. We don't have to discuss it when we come back. Let's go ahead and take a break, and then we'll come back with freshness.
What do I call the other druid? Logic? Arrow?
Monk?
Yeah, other monk, sorry.
Yeah, you can call me Arrow Logic or.
Okay, Arrow. Let's change to Refreshing Jadewind.
Roger that. And also, like, when we're doing the cures, if we can, like, talk that through a little bit better, we might be able to control the damage, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, then we need to set an order for dispels. I guess
Yeah,
I'll go
like I could
first.
And then I can essence font while the cure. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll go first. Messiah go second, and I guess you can go third.
Cool.
Let Messiah go second because he's big AOE heals. Are getting us in the middle. It'll top us.
I'm gonna put my mic.
Another thing is on the dispels. If the tank is half health, do not dispel. Tanks must be full health before we dispel.
Roger that. Roger that.
That's what killed Stone this last time. Somebody dispelled twice, and he was at half health, and it just.
That might have been me. Oh, you? No, I didn't. I was dead. But I put myself on voice activation so I can communicate the dispel a little bit easier. I'm not gonna talk too much.
Stand on the other side. I'm on the left side of the group right now. Stand on the right side of the group.
Okay, you want me to? Okay, gotcha. Like the purple side or the yellow side? The right side. The right side. So purple side.
Yeah, and hit your Jade Wind. I want to see how much of the group this healed.
Can you give me a tome? I don't have a tome.
Come up and try.
Hook it. Hook it up. Damn, you're ready.
Because I know you're going to change back after this. But for this fight, I mean, if you look at the fighting arena, it's not big. It's really not that big. And because there's two of us, there's two of us, we're going to be, and it uses almost no, and we can keep it up at all times.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It's a really, yeah, it is good.
I mean, it's not a massive heal, but it'll help soften those massive dispel rate.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to do.
Give the priest enough time to, do his AoE magic.
I've been using healing elixir for the last 2 pulls on this boss. It's been nice, just being able to pop myself up like that.
Yeah, we need to get you Memory of Lucid Dream because being able to have a little innervate, dude, has changed everything when it comes to heals.
Yeah, for real though.
And I pop it on cooldown. If it's down and I'm not full mana, I pop it.
And I mean, that's a really short cooldown, man. It's like the old Manatee, man. Like what? Like they fucked up our Manatee.
I know. They also fucked up Jade Lightning. It used to be when we cast Jade Lightning on the boss, it would raid heal.
What? I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, the whole time you were channeling Jade Lightning, and the heal would automatically bounce to people who were
through the statue.
No, just it was
just jumping around.
Yeah, while you were channeling Lightning on the boss, every time it ticked damage on the boss, it healed injured people in the. That was when monks first came out, though.
Yeah, I've been Windwalker since get-go. I went Mistweaver for like 5s, but that was it. That was when I was able to fucking Flying Serpent kick with Levitate.
See, like, if we're both if we're both standing in the middle or even near people, and we've both got Jade Wind going, that's a lot of heal.
Right.
And it's just constant.
It's doing like solid 6k, 8k, 6 to 8k. It does use up a little bit of mana though. No, not too much.
I mean, if you spam it, then yeah, it does. But if you just like and it's not, the raid wide damage isn't constant. So when that goes out, we both pop ours and kind of spread out the heals.
That plus, like you throw out wind and then essence bomb right after, and you'll really get some heals out.
I like Chi Burr. I honestly argued with the dude about Chi Burr. I hated it. I hated Chi. But it after looking at it and trying it, it really is better. I hated to admit that I was wrong, but it is what it is.
I can't really tell because I died so early last match, but we'll see this round here.
It takes some getting used to aiming it and all that wonderful stuff.
All right. Just for a clarification, that tentacle ability, it will literally aim directly at the middle of the room, and if you are in its line, it's going to hit you. So if you see it spawning at Skull, it is going to directly go to X. It is not going to go anywhere else. It's not trying to trick you. So if you see that ability, do not stand in the middle of the room where you're gonna end up in the darkness.
No shit. I have yet to see what the tentacle looks like when it spawns and before it does its little poke.
There's like a black hole.
It's a black
pops
blue
up in
hole.
Yeah.
Where does it pop up at? Does it pop up like out in the outer where this bubble wall is, or like out on the outer?
You see where I'm standing here?
Yeah.
It's like right about here.
So it's
right,
on the outer ring, okay.
Yeah, right above like where I'm standing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I haven't seen it yet, so I was like, what the fuck?
Trying to describe it as vividly as possible.
And I got hit by it several times too.
Yeah, everybody really has.
It's a bright ass light in a dark hole. You can see it.
But if you just play that ring, it should be easy to dodge. Really,
looks like the Eye of
we could
Sauron.
even rotate. We could even rotate as like a team or some bullshit like that if it was really a problem. Maybe for Mythic or something, that's probably like the strat.
Yeah, you'll have to in Heroic.
All right, once we got Hidu here, let's do a ready check.
So yeah, let's try to line up these dispels a little better.
I'm dispelling first, Messiah is dispelling second, and then Arrow is dispelling.
Yeah, and then everybody try to group up for these AoE heals. I mean, not really. Don't go out of your way, you know. But
In phase 2, I'd highly recommend not being grouped up.
Just look at this for a second. Just look at this. See where Stones is? He's a skull. Well, it's because you're all close to me here. Hold.
Could Eatmore Jiro get a... Oh, thank you.
Did you guys say that the minions and the summoners cannot be damaged unless you're in the portal? Because I feel like I'm doing damage to them outside.
See how close I am to Stones?
Because we weren't in phase 4. Phase 4 is when that's active. When in the second phase, it's just teaching us about the ads.
I got you.
Or in the first phase. My apologies.
See the distance between Beltier and Stones? That's how close you have to be to get heals from this.
Got you. Here, go away.
So long story short, if you want heals from Beltier, make sure your range is 8.
Well, no, I mean, there's two of us. So we're going to be kind of mixed in with the group. If we both do it, that we're just looking to soften that AoE.
All right.
Yeah, we're trying to do it. Yeah.
This is for real.
Fucking do it.
So remember, group 2s and 3s are the ones going into the Shadow Realm. We will lust after we get a couple DPS in the Delirium in phase 4. I'll call it out. And when I say a couple DPS, I mean like maybe half the DPS group get in there, because we're gonna burn this guy hard, and then we're gonna deal with Shadow.
Can I get a rebuff on Wisdom? Wisdom on Arrow Logic, please.
There we go.
3, 2, 1.
Didn't hear you.
All right, we got the ads spawning. Get ready. All right, burn the ads. We got a tentacle. Get out of the middle.
Behind you.
Good dodge, everybody.
Someone's going off like an Apache.
Tentacle behind
All
you.
right, we got the maddening eruption and tentacle. Get out of the middle from tentacle. All right, dread. Boss is taking 20%, 30% increased damage. All right, we got another tentacle. It's at the same exact spot.
Sorry, my bad.
I told him the wrong thing and take him back.
I had your back, brother.
All right, we're going into phase 3. Get ready for the delirium. DPS need to be in it so we can have the DPS push to get to phase 4. 1 DPS per.
I think I fucked that one up.
All right, we got our maddening. We got the explosion. All right, we got the tentacle. All right, we got delirium again. Make sure we get DPS in those circles.
Remember, when you're in that realm, you
All
can
right, we
hurt
got
other
dread.
players.
Make sure we're dispelling those people.
So watch your abilities. Don't hurt other
All right,
people.
big heavy healing cooldown when they come out of the vision.
Yeah,
All right,
defensive.
they're all out, all out. Heal them, heal them, heal them. All right, this is phase 4. Whenever we have the summoners up, we need to take the portals. Group 2s and Group 3 will be the only ones doing it. If you have dread, make sure you follow up with where the dread is happening at. All right, we got the summoners spawning. Group 2 and 3, get to the summoner portals.
Someone give me a mark to go to.
It is at X. It is at X. Maddening eruption at X. On the very outskirts of X. Push him in a little more.
Watch yourself.
There you go. You got him. He's in it. Okay, we got dread. We got dread. This is where the delirium realm is coming in. All right, DPS. Get into the delirium realm and let's push this guy. Lust.
Watch out for the tentacle. Oh shit.
If you are still in the shadow realm, I would recommend leaving so you can drop your stacks.
Go ahead and get Shandu up.
Dark Pulse. Focus on the boss.
Go ahead and get Shandu up. Word, give me a mark.
Who's in the shadow realm?
Keep your eyes open for tentacle.
I'm feared.
Not in the shadow room anymore.
Going into the shadow realm now. Group 2 and 3 go into the shadow realm. Maddening eruption is. It went off.
I got you.
I'm gonna be staying inside the shadow realm to call out where the eruptions are at. We got summoners out. Group 2 and 3 get into the fear realm so we can get the summoners. Okay, we got a tentacle. Watch out for the tentacle.
Oh, I fucked that up. Wow, I walked right into it.
Where's
All right, people in the fear realm, go back through the portal and go into the normal realm. If you're a DPS, get in the delirium realm.
Where's it at?
Maddening eruption is at. It's between X and purple. X and purple.
I have 2% mana, guys.
It is in between them.
Do we have a
Dark Pulse. Focus on the DPS. Push him in a little more. Get the boss a little closer to the edge. He's in.
We have 2 B-reses up.
Let's get Messiah up. Let's get Terrible up.
All right, I am throwing out battle reses.
Oh Jesus!
Oh fuck, big heals.
Get Iowa, get OI instead of.
Gotcha.
Okay, groups 2 and 3. Make sure we get into the Shadow Realm.
Watch out for tentacle, guys.
Panic, dread.
Defensives. Oh shit. I'll move.
Make sure groups 2 and 3 are in the Fear Realm, taking care of the summoners.
Eruption.
Maddening Eruption is at. It's not spawned yet. Where is it? It is at Star. It is where the Horrific Vision just spawned. Get it close to the wall. Closer to the wall.
As close as it gets, man.
Move it a little to its right. There you go. It's in. All right, everybody, focus on the boss. Don't mind the summoner. Focus the boss. Burst this guy down.
Completely him. Beat his ass.
Focus.
Dark pulse. Just keep focusing on the boss. Good job. Dread. It is coming out. Make sure we do not let people get into the darkness. Good job, guys.
Oh, that was intense.
Incoming res.
It is so rare for mortals to exceed
Arrow, you are hot micing, by the way.
your friends had been as capable.
Yeah, I said I was gonna turn off my push to talk to that fight.
Elf with the sword. Ah well, acceptable losses.
Holy shit, a 420 cloak.
Now, is that any way to repay your
420.
generosity for the privilege I have seen fit to grant you? Come, heroes. Prove
Yeah, one more. Sadly, we have to end for tonight. We reached our time.
No.
Congrats on trinket.
Just kidding.
We've still got an hour and 10 minutes.
I was
Don't
about to
you
be
worry.
sad.
I agree with Volt.
Of course you do. He's your brother.
This is a kind of cool trinket.
Yeah, I also agree with Janfu.
So what did you think about the gust of the tornado thing?
It was really nice to, it was nice to have like dirt like to put on before my essence fought. Like it was really nice because it was just a bunch of healing for everybody around. But I realize now that we didn't really have to be so coordinated on those dispels as I thought. Like I imagine on Heroic and Mythic it would be way more.
All right, let's get the description out
All
there.
right, if you
Let's try
guys
to
notice something,
let's try to slim it down.
if you guys have noticed, to the top right, you have just received a little tiny picture. If you hover over them, it'll tell you the ancient wards. This is a key mechanic in the entire fight, and if all of these wards were to go dormant, the entire raid is going to wipe. The only way these wards do not go dormant is if a player stands within them, and they will power it back up very slightly. The longer you stand on it, the more maximum health reduction you will receive. So DPS on a rotation are going to have to make sure they do not get too many stacks on standing on top of these little pylons. And if you can't tell where they are, we are standing on one right now. We are standing on the very bottom ancient ward, and the other two are behind the pillars, in case you need to know where they are.
Are you sure? Because there's no circle on the other side where there's one. Don't we have to like stand on?
They're there. They're LOS on the other side of the pillars.
You don't see it? It's right there.
Yeah, no spoilers, please.
I'm confused.
What's confusing?
What's new?
So at the top right, you see the little image, correct?
Oh, the picture's on the floor. I see, I got it.
Right. There you go.
Sorry. I was looking at the pads on the sides of the wall thinking we had it. My bad,
So-
sorry. Blonde
So do you
moment.
just like walk over them, or how does that work? You have to click a button.
You have to stand in them.
And like you said, the longer you stand in it, the less health you're gonna have because it ticks away your maximum health.
Right, and it stacks. And
Right.
it lasts for quite a long time, so we're going to have to rotate on people doing that. I'll set up the groups once I've thoroughly read through this and gone over it. So a big thing, phase 1 is going to be two tank fight. There's going to be 2 adds that spawn. They're known as the Tormented Lovers. These adds at all times, for the most part, have to be faced away from each other, unless they begin to cast Longing, which then they have to face each other. And if they are not within each other when they are done finishing Longing, they are going to gain Torment. It is also the same way if they see each other, they will gain Torment, which means they will do more damage in general. So that is the tank mechanic on the first 2 adds in the fight.
Jesus, on the healer description, it's a whole lot of hide from this, hide from this.
Can you link that in chat, please?
No, it's in your adventure guide.
Oh, okay.
Bottom.
We're on Queen Bitch now. Okay.
All right. Anybody object to pulling this and getting a look at it?
No objections.
You mean do I lie?
Yes.
Push the button.
I learned better that way anyway.
I have
Jump
like
in
another
and
30
get a
seconds to
feel.
finish my burrito.
Finish your burrito.
Don't
Just read
stand
the
on fire.
overview. You'll be alright.
What? Who's on which switch?
Which switch is which?
I mean, of the 3, who are we switching off with?
Let me go ahead and move a healer to group 4, and then put a DPS. All right, so group 1, DPS. Hang on, give me one more second. I'm actually gonna move a couple more people. All right, so group 1 DPS, the pylon we're standing on right now. You're gonna be in charge of rotating on this pylon. The pylons themselves don't reduce them that often, so it should not be an extremely big deal on terms of getting people to rotate on it. So Dynamis, Terrible, and Heidu will be on this bottom pylon that we're all at. At the top right pylon, that will be group 2. That will be Quiz, Damfu, and Volt to rotate on that one. And the top left will be group 3, Shandu, Watson, and Ice Coffee. So just on a daily, from the DPS on the top to bottom, you guys are going to rotate on the pylon to get them charged up. And I would safely say we should not go above more than 5 stacks of the debuff. Other than that, groups that are assigned DPS-wise, go to your little pillars and let's do it live.
I hope I don't mess up this switch thing.
So reminder, group 1 at the very bottom, DPS. Group 2 DPS at the top right. Group 3 DPS at the top left.
What does 4 do?
Nothing.
I got the one on the left.
Make sure the ads do not face each other or they will gain torment.
You can't reach them.
Line of sight. Right? Oh, Jesus. All right, so
A little
we need
spicy.
to be facing away from each other until they're longing, and then they need to face each other. And there's an ad.
All right, we have a Hulk. It can be CC'd once. It is stealing our power. It is at the top right. Kill the Hulk. And someone use a hard heavy CC on it.
Okay, so things are breaking line of sight.
Yeah, you broke line of sight there.
My bad.
Now what are you doing, man?
Dying, apparently. I'm holding the floor down for you guys.
All right, if we're gonna move them to the pillars, might we move them to the side that is on, towards the machine that we activated? That way, people who are standing on that platform can actually see them with line of sight. Would that be possible?
We're assigned to those platforms. We are not supposed to be standing on them at all times.
Ew. Well, I mean, that way we could be close, That way, if we have to stand on them, we can still help.
Especially when the fight just starts, they're at full, so you don't have to have someone standing on it right away.
That was a lot of line of sight problems.
Yeah, we're working on it.
No power I cannot defile.
All right, so
I'll try to give you a speed buff so you can like run up there and then flip a bitch and come back and have good position.
Oh, dude, look at those fucking fish that are swimming around. Those things are hideous.
Hey, okay, so I heard when I was watching a strat, that big hulking guy, you can only stun him one time, and at the end, like when the two other ads die, he casts some huge AoE damage thing, and that's the time that you want to use that one thing on him. Yeah, just saying.
What?
all right, so oh, he's not even.
May your feet find good trails.
So Arrow Logic, you're taking the blame for that wipe.
Yeah, I should have had eat more. Like I should have had him alive. He should have been alive.
Should have eaten more food.
Yeah.
I'm here.
All right, so we're gonna tank them on the 2 spots that are there, and we need to make sure that they're not facing each other. And then we need to turn them around so they look at each other during the longing. So if they start to, when they go in the longing, they need to be looking at each other.
Okay.
Outside of that, they need to be their backs to each other. I know DB don't need to hide, but you don't hide.
Yeah.
That's for other people.
This is what I just noticed when we wiped. Don't rely on DBM for this fight. It's not complete.
Ah.
The mod just told me it's incomplete for due to testing in PTR.
Is there an update?
No. Only
Roger
1,
that.
1.5, and 2 have support right now.
Damn, son. Let's fucking we're doing
on
Cutting edge,
difficulty?
guys.
We're pathfinding out here, son.
It's been a long time since I've done a raid boss that we didn't have some mod to tell you, what to do and what.
I wish it was still like this for everything. It'd be so cool.
What?
Have some custom strategies for every thing you do.
I like that way a lot more as well.
Dude, it would be so cool. Like when they started
Could you-
putting in these cookie cutters I was
Could you imagine a boss fight that was so meta that it would take away part of your? That was like, oh man, I
Soul.
blind the player, and then you don't know where your abilities are, or whatnot. It takes
Oh, you
away
mean
your mods.
Malagos?
I'm talking about what was that boss's name
Is there
from Solid, from whatever, where you had to unplug your controller and plug it into somewhere else. Mantis.
Control
Roger.
delete to win the fight.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I call the cursed lovers to enter the stage. Their eyes long for one another, yet their gaze incurs calamity.
We got painful memories, line of sight then?
There is no power I
Okay.
Holy shit, man.
I got some kind of red mark and it killed everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna watch a video.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. We should all go watch a video.
Okay, so in WoW
Whatever video.
raids, no WoW hashtag raid guides. Queen of Zara is there. Go ahead and watch the Fat Boss video, and we'll take a quick break.
We almost had it.
Yeah, so close that time, guys.
Yeah, like it was just right there.
I think our first what the fuck strike poll, we lived a little bit longer.
Yeah, we actually did. So as soon, like I thought it was me that called it, but it could die because I threw a live cocoon on Eat More.
You did.
And then everybody exploded, and I was like, oh.
You did not kill me. It was you saved me from the chaos that was killing everyone else.
Okay. I almost want to set up to where my like life cocoon's on a 35-second cooldown, so I can just fucking have that shit on you guys.
This is Jeff.
Hey.
This is Jeff's bush.
Hey.
Jeff's bush is not attractive.
Hey, Susie. Looking sweaty today.
You.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Hazel, and this is a guide to the Queen Ashara raid boss in the Eternal Palace on normal and heroic difficulty. Now, this fight went through a lot of changes throughout testing, and then the Dungeon Journal has its own version of things, so it's tough to say exactly what we're going to see. We'll do our best to nail down the important details in this guide, and then we can all shake out the finer bits when we get in there. Ancient wards are these big doodads on the ground. For the entire
crane
fight, she's
any
trying
good?
to turn them
Like,
off. You want to keep them
crane?
on. You can
Like,
see the
is it
power
a
level
lot
of the
of
different
healing?
wards
I've
via
never
this
used
little
it
meter on
because
your UI. To power it up, you need to stand on it. While you're doing that, you're getting stacks of drained soul, which reduces your maximum health, so careful not to overdo it. If she powers down one ward, the raid will start taking damage, and if all the wards are down, then catastrophic failure wipes you. Whenever possible, have people step into the wards that need help to top them up. In Phase 1, we fight a pair of cursed lover mini-bosses and the occasional Hulk
It
ad,
looks like
while
those
Queen
battery
Ashara pops in a
platforms
few
actually do
mechanics
not
of her
start
own.
at full, so
The
we're gonna
Hulks will
have to have
spawn
people
in,
start on them.
beeline for an ancient ward, and then try to deplete it with ground pound. Swap to and kill those right away to save your precious ward energy.
Like stand there
You can CC these guys
for
once
a
before they
little
become
bit.
immune,
So
so
we need
pick
to
a good
put
one and time it
things in
wisely.
position to where
Interrupting
people
a
can attack
ground
it from
pound with
the
a long stun is a safe bet. Athanel and Cyranus are the cursed lovers, and they cannot make up their mind. They'll swap between painful memories and longing. During painful memories, you need to keep them out of line of sight of each other, and for longing, tank them within line of sight of each other. If you don't, they'll get torment and do wild damage. Torment also kicks in when one dies, so kill them as close together as you can. Both will sometimes spawn cursed heart pools underneath them. Keep them off the ward so that those stay clean, and otherwise just don't step on the pools. Athanel throws out lightning orbs that bounce a few times, so dodge those. She'll cast chain lightning, which can be kicked, so do that. For her tank, she'll stack up cold blast debuffs. Tank swap the lovers at 3 stacks, otherwise you'll get frozen. Cyranus has his own tank debuff, which is fine since we're already swapping. His only other thing is Charged Spear, which will target a player and then do a line attack. Everyone needs to get out of that line to avoid taking extra damage. Meanwhile, Ashara cannot be damaged, but she can harass us with mechanics. Drain Ancient Ward does exactly what it says. You can't prevent it, but you can charge the ward back up, so keep an eye on it and then give it a little extra love. Beckon will target ranged and force them to walk towards the center of the room. If they make it there, they get trapped in a bubble which needs to be DPS'd off. If you are close to the edge when Beckon happens, you won't make it to the middle, so keep an eye on your timers and stay near the edges to avoid getting bubbled when Beckon is about to happen. She'll spawn in arcane orbs, which explode for raid damage after 20 seconds. You can reduce the blast by standing in the orbs to soak them. This'll hurt, so be careful, but it's gotta be done. After the lovers die, it's time for the first intermission. New arcane orbs spawn in, and they need to be absorbed completely to end the intermission. Meanwhile, Ashara's enacting Queen's decrees that you need to deal with. Disobeying your decree will give you a sanction dot that can stack, so behave. The decrees require you to follow a rule, such as stack, don't soak orbs, keep moving, or stand still. On normal, you get 1 decree, and on heroic, you will get 2. Boss mod add-ons should make it easier to see who has what decrees, so you can figure out how to soak orbs without breaking everybody's rules. After the orbs are all dealt with, it's time for phase 2. The center ward activates, and this one is a ward of power. We want to turn this one off while Ashara wants it on. The more power it has, the harder everything that we're fighting will hit. You can prevent the ward from getting powered by doing mechanics correctly, and you can power it down by standing in it. It's just a reverse ancient ward. Ashara's devoted and indomitable Naga ads will spawn on the edge, beeline for the center, and then try to self-sacrifice to power up the ward. Prevent that by killing them before they reach the middle. You can CC the devoted, so CC those, kill the indomitable ads, and then kill the devoted ads. Queen Ashara enters the fray, and she'll stack up Arcane Jolt on her tank. That'll make you take more arcane damage, so swap when it gets bad. Her Titanic Machinations will drain the nearest Ancient Ward, or power a Ward of Power if she's closer to one of those. Tank her near an Ancient Ward, and then rotate people onto it to power it back up. Beckon is back, but this time it'll walk you towards the Queen. Stand far back from her when it's about to go out, and you'll be fine. Arcane Burst will put out debuffs onto a few players that explode after 30 seconds. Players with that need to get out of line of sight of both the rest of the raid and the boss before they explode. You can dispel that to pop it early. Arcane Detonation is a big explosion coming from the Queen, and you just need to get out of her line of sight for that one. Reversal of Fortune will swap out the Ward of Power with one of the Ancient Wards. If it's the one that you're tanking her on, just move her over to an Ancient Ward. At 70%, it's time for Intermission 2. On paper, it's the same as Intermission 1, although paper also says something about ads, so who knows. Soak up the Arcane Orbs to get into Phase 3. In this phase, it's Phase 2 again, but with different and more complicated ads. The Queen's Beckon also gets upgraded with Jealousy, so in addition to getting away from her before Beckon, also make sure you've got 8 yards of space from other players. On Heroic, Reversal of Fortune gets upgraded to Greater Reversal at this point, which flips the status of every ward instead of just one. Again, just move the boss so that she is on an Ancient Ward and not a Ward of Power. We got new ads. They will spawn on the wards and try to power the Ancient ones down and the Power ones up. Nobody is on our side with those. Kill the ads while surviving their mechanics to get that to stop. The Myrmidon ads cast a charged spear, which targets a player and throws a spear at them, Cyranus style. You'll need to get behind the other ad so that she eats it, and make sure you have an otherwise clear line between you and the Myrmidon. The Tide Mistresses do a static shock, which targets a few people with an 8-yard pulsing AoE, get out with that. They cast Chain Lightning, which can be interrupted and will at some point get Crystalline Shield. Hit that with the Charged Spear from the Myrmidon. That does raid damage to anyone in line of sight of the Tide Mistress when the shield breaks, so get out of line if you can. After those ads die, it's time for Stage 4. It seems like the ads are done, and Ashara's sheet of mechanics mostly continues. We get a few new things to deal with. She swaps out Arcane Jolt for Void Touched, so just a new tank swap mechanic. That is a 30-second debuff, so just tank swap every 30 seconds once it drops off. It stacks up a healing reduction, so definitely don't take more than you need to. Nether portals are ground pools. It sounds like they spawn randomly and last for the rest of the fight, so avoid those. If they do spawn under players, then you can place them carefully to conserve space. Piercing Gaze seems like a voidy line attack that you'll want to dodge. The most exciting and dangerous new thing is the Titan Console's Overload. It's been powered up, and we need to let the power out before it explodes. Clicking on the console will release some energy, doing raid damage and a randomly selected extra effect. After a set amount of time, whatever energy is left blows out in a massive energy spike that does the remaining raid damage and effects, so you want to let most of the energy out before then. If we imagine the console is a full balloon, then you gotta let out the air gradually before she stabs it and ruins your birthday. The effects that you can get include extra raid damage over time, powering down a random ancient ward, and my favorite, Essence of Azeroth. That one dooms a random player to die after 40 seconds, but makes them crazy strong until then. 40 seconds is forever, and after it kills you, you get a free snack break, so what's not to like? I mean, I guess you can get a battle res, but it's the end of the fight. Those are most likely long gone. I don't know your raid.
This might be
the
most complicated boss fight ever.
Existing ones that we've seen already. Greater Reversal of Fortune, double decrees, that kind of thing. You got this, I believe. And that is Queen Ashara in the Eternal Palace. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful
keep soaking
day.
players up.
All right.
Don't worry, we can do it.
Hell, the fucking instructional video that I watched, the whole raid died 3 times. I didn't even finish it.
All right. eat, so you know how we're handling the ads, right?
What'd you say?
Eat more. Are you here?
Roger. Oh.
All right, so you all have seen the video. I'm gonna throw a ready check out there. You want to stick around, try to get a couple tries on to her. Hit guess. You want to move on to heroic and see if we can get the first or second down. First or second boss is down in heroic. Hit no. So yes to stay, no to go to heroic. All right, heroic it is.
Can we at least give this one shot just to see what it looks like?
We already did.
Yeah, the video is incomplete. They don't even
Gave
know
it 3.
Yeah,
Or 2.
Even the video is incomplete. We can one pull.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, one pull, then we'll move on.
I mean, we don't have to. I'm just stoned. I forgot we already pulled twice.
I would just suggest that we utilize that time with getting into heroic. It's too late now.
It's go time.
Yet their gaze incurs calamity.
Painful memories. Make sure they are LOS'd.
You can't LOS the spear, I think.
They are not LOS'd. That is going to kill the tank.
We haven't did tank
Jesus
already.
Christ, I thought it was over. Fucking A.
We were so close, guys.
Jesus.
We
We're
got
right there.
before, actually.
This is normal, dude. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have
They're
to.
gonna tune it. I guarantee they will.
I mean, it's not that bad. We just haven't really learned it.
Yeah. Clueless.
I'm okay with it.
I personally wasn't expecting or anticipating killing the end boss of a raid for. I mean, that alone is gonna be a feat. I mean, even if it was normal mode, but this is a little ridiculous if you ask me.
We did pretty good though. We did really good raiding this week.
All right, let's release, get out of here, reset it to heroic, and then get a couple bosses down.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we don't know the mechanics.
Can we get a mage portal to
Yeah.
whatchamacallit?
Yep, we put one up.
Did they give you a portal to
Beltier,
Nazjatar?
come back.
No.
No, but you go to Desolor and it's right
Beltier,
there.
come back.
I just heard. No, I think it's interesting that I think it would have been really cool is if you can bring your companions along for this fight. I mean, for this, the ones that you've been working on and ranking up and leveling.
Dude, my
That would be tight.
My companion brings pain. Does a ton
Pain?
of damage.
I mean, if you had the healer one would help with healing, the DPS one would help with DPS, and the tank one would help like mitigate damage or something. I think that would be really cool.
Or at least have them as an NPC in the fight, like doing something.
Having been useful.
Yeah. What were the other 4 bitches doing while we were fighting? Were they just standing there scratching their ass like normal?
I don't know.
Change it to heroic.
It's already changed to heroic.
Thank you.
There is a Deadly Boss Mods update, by the way.
There is?
Whether if it updates this raid or not, I am unaware. There is a Deadly Boss Mods update.
Yeah, I have them. I updated before while long or before we started raid. So unless they dropped a new one in the last 2 hours, it's probably
No, I updated like 3 days ago, 3 or 4.
I updated right before we came in.
So ha!
Passage safe for our scouts. Close up those vents.
Can't believe we're already 4 raids into this expansion.
Well, they learned the lesson from MoP. They made sure that they put out content.
Oh, you mean Warlords of Draenor? A year of nothing? My word.
What, you didn't enjoy a year of Hellfire?
What about the Apexis crystals?
Didn't you like the nostalgia?
One of my champions seeks to earn glory in my name. It would be cruel.
Of like BC nostalgia?
So if we've been getting these Aqueous Reliquaries, and you got them off of normal, can you get more off of heroic? Like, can you get them off of each individual?
Yes.
Not that I'm... Can you?
Yeah, I would imagine that they're just like loots. You know, just per that boss lockout, you know?
I think they are, because they're on the loot table.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Maybe.
Well, actually, I think it is just a chance because I only have 5.
Can we get a
I came loaded with fucking reroll tokens, so let's go.
The
How many?
only one who drops it is Radiance of Ashara, Queen's Court, and the Queen herself.
I have 2,000 Titan residue. Is that anything?
Well, here's the thing: is that the reliquary says it drops off of them, but I have 5, and it lists only.
You
Yeah,
got
I think
3 on the first drop. You got 2 on the second drop.
I thought I was only getting 1 each time.
Nope. You can get multiples. Once you get 9, you get a really nice. At least the mage one's really nice for.
Is it random?
What item level is it?
It's not Isla. It's your
neck thing.
Yeah, it's your neck thing. So for the mages, they get a elemental they get to summon. It does a massive amount of damage.
But I already have an elemental.
This one's better.
Like Janus elemental?
That's what I'm understanding. The guides I've been reading say that's the one to take once you get it.
Damn, son.
I don't know. I saw one.
This one I have.
I saw one that was showing the Mechagon one is best, but then you are like for Frost, because you're forced. But then you're forced to take Thermal Void, which I don't know how they consider that to be the best.
I don't know, I like Thermal Void. But I like talents you don't have to think about.
Passives. God, I love a passive.
Yeah, they're definitely not quite as good as an active, you know, like if you work it into your rotation perfectly and everything.
I'm glad to see that they're giving us some changes and some individuality now instead of everybody being fucking mad.
People were bitching so much about it.
Well, it's stupid. Nobody wants to be vanilla. There are too many flavors in the fucking world to just everybody be.
Here.
Well, I played Affliction Warlock in last expansion, and now that they've added like 18 other dots to manage, I fucking hate it.
Stack on their butts, please.
Like you're forced to take Haunt, which I hate that talent. It's so stupid. But if you don't take it, you're not viable.
That banner down.
Did you say banter down?
Banner.
Yeah, his pants are down.
Yes, just
I thought you meant banter, like talk.
No, if I'm talking about talking, I'll say shut the fuck up.
Roger that.
Language. There are children present.
Banner.
Think of the children.
Oh, you can paralyze these.
No, this you can't. You could fear the banner.
Useful.
Stop spamming fear. You're
All
dropping all my dies.
Wait, does it really
CC
get rid of
the
dots?
Casters. CC the casters.
You got a bot.
Don't fear, please.
I was just like
Thank you.
mid cat.
I'm gonna bring them back to the stairs, and then stack them on their butts. They have a cleave. Do not stand in front of them.
You stack so that they don't charge like that.
Well, I was trying to smoke.
Group hug everyone. Right on their booty.
You guys make me scream.
Everybody pitch stones on the butt. Pinch his cheeks.
This reminds me of the entrance to ICC.
It also reminds me of the Twilight raid.
With the
All
army
those ads.
of
Yes, those damn
NPCs back
dragons.
there.
But yeah, the entrance to Ice Crown Citadel did have a lot of ads before you got to any.
They did, and the NPCs were useless too, just standing there watching you kill.
The only use that they had was that you had a place to repair and to buy garbage.
Dispels, with lots of dispels.
Yeah, we need to be interrupting that venom.
Sorry, I'm ready now. I put out my balloon. Let's go.
LOS. LOS.
Uh-oh. Well, that...
Thanks.
Alright.
That was the best one.
So those of you that don't,
Did not expect that to happen.
I'm not a fan of fucking around.
I wanted them to just kind of get stuck, knocked up against that wall there.
You wanted the ladies to get knocked up?
Yeet.
Please be careful. There is a roaming pack to the left, so try to
Sap
navigate
that maybe?
Sap?
Can we sap them?
Stun? Paralyze? Nope. Hold it off.
Oh, big incoming, big incoming.
It's okay. Steam tried to be a hero. First, you tried to do the CC, and then he tried to sacrifice.
I
himself.
stunned
It was too
everything. I
late.
stunned everything.
Lost.
Leg sweep.
This is a very big trash bowl. Let's try to keep this one a little quiet. If we need to do call outs.
Can we stun? Shaman, drop your totem. I got the next one.
I'll do after you.
Mine's done. Can we get a leg sweep from one of our monks?
Kite a little bit.
What?
Coming
Why?
in, apply a massive
Hi.
slow. Massive slow. Make sure you use your personals if you're
Stun.
losing.
Good job. Burning away that right there.
Sorry, I call out leg sweep because that is my AoE stun. That's the only reason why I'm calling it out. Sorry.
Right. So what's the difference on this, Devin?
Big difference is that her inversion ability, everyone
Touch
type
her
once.
Water now.
While we're eating food. One big difference about this fight is that one of her core abilities, inversion, when she swaps people's frost marks to poison or poison to frost marks randomly, it will also affect the pools on the ground. So if you've been dumping the green pools on the side of the room, they are going to be frost pools. So you need to be very attentive on where you're dropping your pools. But the only big difference, the pools are swapping as well. Which anything, it makes it easier so we can, do our drop the stacks.
The other difference, you guys all just noticed the bar that appeared on your screen. If you're poisoned, stand still. If you're frozen, move around. Or do I got that? Yeah. So poison, constantly move. If your bar fills up, I think you get stunned or something. Frost, if you don't move, or if you move around too much. Sorry, I'm getting them mixed up.
When you
Frozen.
get toxic, you can't move. When you get frozen, you want to move.
You do move. Thank you. Stay warm. If you don't stay warm, you'll freeze.
Right.
So-
You'll be frozen for 8 seconds. If the poison,
so-
you will be disoriented for 8 seconds.
So melee on the ice.
That's not how it works. It is random.
Oh, that's right.
What does it look like?
So everybody, when we're gonna start the fight, everybody stacks on green so that whoever gets poisoned don't need to move. If you are marked with blue, you're going to the blue marker side. That is relatively where we're gonna start off at, but for the most part, you need to stay on those sides. You don't need to stack on the markers, but you need to stay on those sides. In case some people don't know, whoever is the tank that's holding the boss, they need DPS to stack with that tank. The tank is going to do a frontal cleave that shares damage. If you don't share with the tank is going to drop dead.
All right, let's get a look at it.
So that's one big thing we didn't do last time, and it almost got tanks killed a couple times.
Yeah. Stones,
So
what's the
everybody stack on green, and if you get marked with blue, you're running to the other side.
What's the taunt swap at?
It is after the frontal cleave.
Yeah.
Okay, so every cleave we just taunt.
We're gonna taunt at start.
Alright.
Not taunt. I mean lust. Sorry, we're gonna lust off start.
After everybody gets in position, hold on to it.
5, 4, 3.
That was total.
Blue side, get to the other side. There are blue side that are still here. Go, 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 go. All right, make sure you stack with your respective people. That circle is a stack. If you have about 5 stacks of your debuff, make sure you stand in the pool to drop it. It's going to do AoE damage to everybody.
3, 2, 1.
I'm looking at Steam at 9 stacks. Make sure that you get in a little bit of green.
Shit, I got
and
wrecked.
Delta, your stacks are extremely high. You need to step in the opposite pool to drop them.
Oh.
Taunt him. Thank you.
Stack with your respective colors. Big defensives. Inversion.
Wow. Alright, so we need to control how we're dropping this shit a lot better.
A slight bit of our group's rated. If you have some issues with your character, like you're out of mana or you die or something happens, try to just not spout it out, because people are calling out things and we don't want people talking over one another, especially if your character dies. If you die, we know, we can see it. It happens. We'll worry about why and how you died after we, either finish the boss or wipe afterwards. Just try to keep the talk to as minimal as possible, especially when we're on progression. But if there's something wrong that's not being taken care of, like I think it was Vold said that he was in the Frost Spear and nobody was, then just say, Frost Spear help, something,
Right.
If it's pertinent and important, then say so. Otherwise, don't.
So we're gonna pull her a little bit closer. We need to manage the way we stack this stuff a lot better. So if you get there is a frosty buff that you drop off, right? Or is it just the tanks that get that one?
It's the tanks and DPS. It's when the DPS and healers have to stack with each other. That is also another drop of pool.
Okay. So
I have a question.
We wanna be a little bit tighter on that. So stack on your tank, guys, and when he's taunted, when the boss is taunted to the other tank, then go as close as you can to where the frost happens to be on the ground and the wall, and drop it off. And let's try to condense it a lot more. There was fucking shit everywhere in the middle of that fight.
So to translate, if you're a DPS or healer that gets the stackable debuff, run it to a wall. It's just like the fight we just recently did. We want to make sure we stack with each other and run it to the edge.
Any questions?
Where is it? Where does it talk about people having to move or not?
It's underneath the very first ability. It is called Chimeric Marks. You click the Frost Mark or the Toxic Mark, and it just goes down and down, and then you got to read them.
Swapping an Azurite trait. I'll be right back.
Do you move to the pool to drop your stacks at 5 or at 4?
5. 5 is very much recommended.
Yeah, I still don't see anything where it says people having to move around or anything. It's just
What difficulty are you looking at?
heroic.
All right, I'll navigate it for you. So click Chimera Marks. Now click Frost Mark. Now click Frozen Blood, and then click Frozen.
If you shift click that into the chat, he can click on it and I will open it for him.
It won't let me click on anything after.
There you go. So Frost needs to move and Poison needs to stay, pretty much.
Yes.
Everybody stack on the green marker and let's get this. Let's one shot.
I'm not ready yet. Give me another 30 seconds. I'm almost to the heart.
I don't like that mark. Get that fucking marker out of here. I'm serious. I don't like the fucking markers.
I didn't do it.
People want to stack on the markers. They need to stack on the tanks.
You said do stack on the tanks?
green spot go?
We need to stack on the tank, yes, at all times.
Alright, I'm back. Ready.
Alright. So the frost will be on the side where Stones is currently. That doesn't mean Stones is going to be frost in the beginning. Alright. Here we go.
Okay, we're all starting where the massive people are. Make sure you're over here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, you're marked. Get to your sides. Stack with your tanks.
Get her closer to the door. A lot closer to the door. Okay. There we go. Now everybody stack, please. Thank you.
Hey, get to the group. Get to the group, Dynamis. You're gonna get hit. You have 5 stacks already. You need to make sure you're dropping them off in the pools.
4, 3, 2.
Alright, Frostside, make sure you are stacking with your tank. Overwhelming Barrage. Watch the colors.
Why does this hurt?
Poison side. Inversion, they are swapping.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It's like this. Should we be switching sides? Probably should discuss that. Ah, fuck. Wipe it up.
I wonder if we can have a few designated people to stand in a particular spot that's closer to each side from the frost and the poison. That way that we can have people that quickly just step a few steps in order to, you know, touch the opposite and then get rid of the debuff rather than having to walk a million miles over to the other side.
Except it's randomized, so we really can't designate.
That's true. That's true.
One big thing that that's killing our raid is that multiple people are dropping their stacks at once. If you drop your stacks, you're going to do AoE wide damage. It doesn't do that much damage, but it will wipe us if everybody's doing it at once. That's what's killing everybody. So we need to be mindful about the exception of people having stacks. If you have 5 stacks, but then you know someone else has 8, you can wait. Let the 8 person drop off the stack and let the AoE happen. So there's big AoE that happens when you drop off your stacks. We just need to make sure that we're not all dropping our stacks at once.
Should we have a hammer?
Those frost puddles were all by the door. If you're blue, go to the right side, green on the left side. Like, split it. Have 50-50, yeah? Right? That's how we're doing it?
Mm-hmm. One color on one side, one color on the other.
Yeah, okay.
But when inversion happens, the colors will also change. So the puddles that are green on the left will now turn blue. And, you know, the blue on the right will now turn green.
And then
That's part of the mechanic. Also, part of the mechanic is that her lovely little shit that she shoots out, it originally was, you know, one half was green and one half was blue. Now it rotates and it changes. So you really have to make sure that you avoid those items that are not of your color. Otherwise, you take a ridiculous amount of damage.
That sounds racist.
All right. Some video that's in hashtag WoW Raids. Go ahead and watch it, please.
Is it pinned? I can't.
Nah, you just gotta scroll up. It's there.
I can't.